Did you ever think what it would be like traveling along in an open car without a windshield? Boy, you wouldn't go very far before you got all splattered with mud. And you'd have to keep your eyes closed so as not to be blinded by the dust. Well, when you're traveling along in life, Rangers, common sense acts as a pretty important windshield. It lets you see where you're going.
I am the greatest.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year to everybody. This is going to be our first 2024 Road to Reparations show, even though this isn't the first show, but this is the first Road to Reparations show back on MS Media Group. This is, I think, our 13th show on this. How's everyone doing?
Doing well. Good morning. Happy New Year. All that good stuff. Yes, this is show 13. We are resuming our research on the California legislators.
Yes, we are.
Yes, and Happy New Year, everyone. This is Darlene, and welcome back. Glad to be back to this important mission that we have going here.
All right, let's do it. If you haven't seen it yet, go to reparationsnowdoc.com. That's reparationsnowdoc.com. You also get some behind the scenes footage as well.
It's also available to stream on Tubi TV, the theatrical release of our documentary, Reparations Now, the documentary.
Go to the merch store. That's etnmediagroupstore.com. That's etnmediagroupstore.com. Get your latest merch.
And remember, for all your Amazon shopping needs, please click on the Amazon ETM affiliate link prior to doing all your Amazon shopping. It's one way to support our channel.
And that should be in the description as well. 2024 Reparations Manifestations Planner, Cut the Check. Also available now on Amazon.
And also, as we do every week, we just like to remind everyone and reinforce the following forms of reparations that exist: restitution, compensation, rehabilitation, satisfaction, guarantees of non-repetition. And also, in order to have strong lineage-based reparations passed this year in 2024 and beyond, we need 41 assembly members, 21 senators, and 1 government to sign those bills, and that would equal California lineage-based reparations.
Okay, we're also keeping a close eye on reparations legislation SB 490, authored by Senator Stephen Bradford. This would establish a California American Freedmen Affairs Agency, what we like to call the CAFA office. So we are, like I said, keeping a close eye on that and need all hands on deck. SB 490. Get involved. One way to get involved is to contact your state representatives. Here's a QR code, which will take you to a link if you need to find out who your state representative is. You can access that website, type in your information, and there you go.
We will be reading the New York Reparations Bill, so stay tuned on that one. Also, check out Blacklisted right here on the Media Group. And stay tuned for the 1866 Reconstruction Treaties between the United States and Oklahoma tribes as well.
Okay, I think that's it for housekeeping. So let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
Okay. Now, before I start my slides, I would personally like to dedicate my portion of this show to two people. One being my eldest brother. May he continue to rest in peace. Today would have been his 71st birthday. So we always my family always keeps him in mind. He left 4 children, and unfortunately his older son passed away 3 years ago. So he has 3 beautiful children left. And his name is Marvin Keith Butler. The second person I would like to uplift today and remember is we did not go to school together, but he was a friend of the neighborhood. We grew up in the Western Addition together. His name is not Doctor, but Mr. Daryl Stitt. They call him the Doctor. Daryl Stitt. 2.5 weeks ago, he had a massive heart attack and never came out. He had been on life support for 2.5 weeks, and his family took him off yesterday. So we want to, I personally want to support and let his family know that we are keeping Daryl and them in our prayers. And he is currently 68 years old. He is a year older than myself and my brother. The last time I talked to him is that he texted me when we were in Sacramento at one of the task force hearings, and he just texted me and says, "Oh, I just saw you on the news," and that was the last time I communicated with him. So blessed transition to Daryl, Dr. Stitt.
Yeah.
Okay.
To your ancestors and friends.
Definitely.
Yes. Thank you.
I just want to say something, Darlene, too, and thank you for that. That's why it's important that, we're doing this work, right? And this is for everybody. We're only going to have a certain amount of time on this planet, and so I would just recommend everybody, whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, make sure it's as productive as possible. So thank you, Darlene, for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. And it was just amazing. I hadn't heard from him in about a year or so, and for him to text me, "I just saw you on the news," So he was still a resident of San Francisco, living in the Western District still, and he was not a member of the Advisory Committee in San Francisco Task Force, but he did follow it. So yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for that. As we can get started today, we are looking at California State Assembly District number 55, who is our Assembly member, Isaac Bryant, and he is with the Democratic Party. His tenure started in 2022 to present, and it ends in 2024, and this is his first year. He had a previous office at Assembly District 54. He has an office in Sacramento, of course, and also his district office is in West Slauson Avenue, Suite 200 in Culver City, California. Okay. This is a picture of his district map, and his territory covers counties in Los Angeles, with cities being Baldwin Hills, the Crenshaw District, Culver City, and Ladera Heights. Assemblymember Bryan supports environmental justice, racial equity, housing justice, and re-imaging the criminal legal system. His district, according to the 2020 census, total population is 476,444. Whites at 29.76%, or 100,000. Hispanic or Latino, 66.05 or 314,000. That's quite a bit. Black or African American at 20.6% or 95,000. Asian at 10.5% or 47,000. Again, Assemblymember Bryan is with the Democratic Party. He is a member of the California State Assembly representing District 55. He assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. Assemblymember Bryant ran for re-election for the California State Assembly to represent District 55. He won in the general election on November 8th, 2022. And as far as his AB 3121 vote, he was not in office, but Assemblymember is a member of the California Legislative Black Caucus. So that is something to note.
All right. Thank you for that, Darlene.
All right, I guess this would be me. Looks like we have Lisa Calderon of the, 56th district. She has an office at the Capitol as well. Her district office is in the city of Industry. That's in Southern California. She supports working families, foster youth, students experiencing homelessness, the elderly, and the environment. Total population in her district is 493,000. Hispanic is at 59% at 293,000. White at 10% at 49,000. Black at, what is that, 1% or closer to 1%, 1.3% at 6,400-ish. Asian, 26% at 132,000. American Indian and Hawaiian, those are under 1%. Let's see here. Her districts are in Los Angeles County and San Gabriel Valley. Some of them are, she had quite a few, but we'll just go over, highlight some of them. Avocado Heights, Diamond Bar, El Monte, Hacienda Heights, Industry, La Habra Heights, La Puente, Pico Rivera, and Whittier. Let's see, a little something about her. She is of the Democratic Party, is a member of the California State Assembly, representing District 56. She assumed office on December 5th, 2022. Her current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. And she actually went for a general election on December 7th in 2020 as well. And currently her vote on AB 3121 is not in office.
Quite a low showing of Black or AA in her district.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up next, we have Assemblymember Reginald Jones Sawyer. He was also a member, an esteemed member of the California Reparations Task Force. It looks like he is the Assembly member for District 57, which covers the counties of Los Angeles. Let's see. He has a capital office in Sacramento and also a district office in Los Angeles. The population that he serves is 507,000 approximately. Of that, Hispanic or Latino make up 71.15% at 360 plus thousand. The white population at 5.31%. 26,949. The Black African American population, 16.99% at 86,165, and the Asian population at 3.95%, and that's approximately 20,000 plus Asian residents. He was a yes vote on AB 3121. Let's see, member of the California State Assembly representing District 57, assumed office on December 5th, 2022, and his current term ends December 2nd, 2024. Joan Sawyer is running for election to the Los Angeles City Council to represent District 10 in California. He is on the ballot in the primary on March 5th. 2024. So he is terming out of the California legislature, but it looks like he has other political aspirations and will be running for the Los Angeles City Council. So that is something to keep an eye on. He supports, well, first, he is a descendant of civil rights pioneers. His uncle was one of the Little Rock Nine high school students back in 1957. So he has a long lineage of freedom fighters. He supports affordable and accessible higher education, advanced job creation, and protections for immigrants. So there is that there. And I also made up an additional slide just with some bio information on Assemblymember Joan Sawyer that we could read through really briefly here. District 57 biography, serving as the voice of the people of California's 59th district. So it looks like that has not been updated to reflect that he is now serving the 57th district rather than 59, which he has served previously. District in the State Assembly, Regional Brian Joan Sawyer Sr. was elected to the state legislature in November 2012 and reelected in 2014 and 2016. The district he represents encompasses a wide range of diverse, culturally rich, and dynamic communities. It lies entirely within Los Angeles County and includes the neighborhoods of South Los Angeles, Florence, Firestone, Walnut Park, and a portion of Huntington Park. As the people's voice for the 59th district, again, which looks like that needs to be updated. In the state capitol, Assemblyman Joan Sawyer has worked hard to put local neighborhoods first and deliver results to his constituents. He's played a key role in California's economic recovery, helped invest more in local neighborhood schools while making higher education more affordable and accessible, helped invest in local neighborhood schools while making advanced job creation and push for protections for immigrants like driver's license for individuals who pass all required exams and tests, as well as health care for immigrant children. Advocated for smart environmental protections that promote clean energy and green jobs, supported more safeguards for working families and their rights, and he spearheaded forward-thinking policies that both promote public safety but also enhance justice in our criminal justice system to make it fair and transparent for all communities. So you can go to his official website. The link is right there at the top and read his full bio. Now, I noticed that this has not been updated to reflect his current district of District 57. But what I also noticed in reading his bio is that he didn't have any information about, his activities with reparations. So, hopefully that will be updated to be included in his platform in the upcoming session, since he needs to make updates anyway. Also, CJEC has a call to action to Assemblymember Joan Sawyer, just to, contact him and thank him for his work on the Reparations Task Force, and also let him know that we are looking for strong reparations proposals going into 2024. So if you can take a screenshot of this here, this call to action, it includes links with information where you can just cut and paste the information, send it right over to him via email, DM, or give his office a call.
Wow, thank you for that, Kim. That was really informative. Thank you so much for that.
Oh,
All
you're
right,
welcome.
you're welcome. And moving forward, we have District 58 with Assembly Member Sabrina Cervantes. She is, like I stated, Assembly District 58. She has been in that position since 2022, and her term ends 2024. She is a Democrat. She has offices in Sacramento and also a district office in Corona, California. She represents the counties of Riverside and San Bernardino. She supports maternal mental health services, lower barriers to financial aid, and protecting survivors of sexual assault. That's very important. According to the 2020 census, total population is white at 22.5%, 109,000. Hispanic or Latino at 61.86% at 307,000. Black or African American at 5.01 or 25,000. And Asian at 7.19% or 35,000. Okay, she was definitely a yes on the AB 3121 vote. So, yay to Assemblymember Sabrina Cervantes. And she, as I stated, is with the Democratic Party and is a member of the California State Assembly representing District 58. She assumed office on December 5th, 2022, and her current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. And she is running for election for the California State Senate to represent District 31. She declared her candidacy for the primary scheduled on March the 5th, 2024.
All right. So we have Philip Chin of the 59th District. Supports health policy, criminal justice programs, education, and school policy. Represents counties of Orange and San Bernardino. He has an office at the Capitol as well as in Bree, California. It's Bria or Bree, I guess, depends on how you want to pronounce it. Population is approximately at 465,000. White at 2.6%. At 12,000, Black at 19%. Oh, that's quite high there. At 90,000, Latino at 75%, which is the highest there, at 348,000. Asian at 2%, at 9,000. Native and Hawaiian under 1%. Let's see here. Okay, so let's break down a little history of Philip Chin. In 2004, he won the California State Assembly District 55 and was endorsed by the Hispanic 100 Political Action Committee. 2016, won California State Assembly District 55 again. 2018, he won the general election for California State Assembly in same district, 55, as well as in 2020. And then in 2022, it looks like he got assigned a different district, which is now he's occupying at District 59. In 2024, the primary will occur on March 5th of this year, and the general election will occur on November 5th, 2024. So it looks like he is running in the same district for the Assembly. Let's see what else. AB 3121, a no vote was recorded for Assembly Member Chin.
All right.
And I would have to agree, you Moya. Can you go back to that slide? I would have to agree, you Moya, that 19.38% for Black for 90,000 is quite high for that area, especially Orange, California. So it
Yeah,
must
I was
be
shocked.
picking up. Yeah, it must be
San
picking up.
Bernardino,
San
probably.
Bernardino. Yeah, because Orange is no. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
good point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And next up, we have Assembly Member Corey Jackson. And Darlene, I liked how you indicated that Assembly Member Bryan was a member of the CLBC. I failed to mention that Assembly Member Joan Sawyer of District 57 is also a member of the CLBC, the California Legislative Black Caucus, as is Assembly Member Corey Jackson, representing Assembly District 6.
And Kim, do you want to let our family know why that's important?
Well, that's important because we need to contact the CLBC. They're coming up with a plan to present reparations legislation. So we definitely want to know who those members are so that we can communicate our priorities to them as they draft legislation in 2024.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and we will be going over the CLVC in more detail, by the way,
Yes.
soon
Absolutely.
in one of these shows. But yeah,
All
Thanks for
right.
that.
So it looks like he is a candidate for California State Assembly District 60 again with the primary on March 5th. So it looks like he's running to fill that position again. Something to note, he has a office at the Capitol in Sacramento, also one in Moreno Valley. He also has other ways to contact him on Facebook, X, and Instagram. So again, we will be reaching out to our CLBC members in addition to other legislators to talk to them about, reparations. So that's another way that you can reach out to him on social media. Hit him up in the DM. All right. So let's see here. He represents District 60, represents County of Riverside. The population is 469,942. Of that, Hispanic Latino make up 63.2%. That's 296,167. White makes up 17.57%, 82,324. Black African American make up 11.14%, 52,348. And Asian alone make up 4.16% at 19,545. Let's see, he was not in office at the time of the AB 3121 vote. I've already given you his resume that he plans for running for District 60 again. So you can look for him on the ballot, the March 5th ballot, the primary. He supports breaking cycle of poverty and violence through mentoring, education, community organizing, and the decriminalization of youth of color. And that is Assemblymember Corey Jackson of District 60.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, we have California State Assembly District 61 and Assembly Member, Democratic Member Tina McKinnon. Her tenure is from 2022 to present, and her term ends 2024. She has offices in Sacramento, and her district office is in Inglewood, California. Her counties include Los Angeles, which includes cities of Gardena, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Lawndale, just to name a few. She supports COVID-19 recovery, public education, reform criminal justice system, housing and homelessness crisis. That always amazes me, and we still deal with that every single day. I'm going off script. There was a horrible incident that happened in Vallejo, California, where they had to bulldoze a homeless encampment in the city of Vallejo just this past week. It's always heartbreaking to see those things happen. According to the 2020 census, the total population is 491,779. Of that, white is at 18.40% or 90,000. Hispanic or Latino at 45.45% or 223,000. Black or African American at 25.25% or 124,000. Asian 5.75% or 28,000. She was not in office during the AB 3121 vote, and she is also a member of the CLBC. Assemblymember McKenna, like I said, is a member of the Democratic Party and a member of the California State Assembly representing District 61. She assumed office on December 5th, 2022, and her current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. She is running for re-election to the California State Assembly to represent District 61, and she is on the ballot in the primary for March the 5th, 2024. So she wants again to represent District 61. We will be looking out for her. And also, again, as Kim mentioned, we will be looking at the anymore. We will be looking at the CLBC members and see how they submit those very long and overdue limits-based reparations bills.
Okay, thank you for that, Darlene. So I noticed that she has a prior office, California State Assembly District 62. Do you know when she served there?
No, I don't, but I will get back to you on that. I don't have that information.
Okay, just wondering.
As we had said before, one time the assembly member seems to play musical district chairs.
Right, and I did do a quick search to see. I mean, I know you're thorough, but I did do a quick search. Yes. I was like, oh, was she in there during, AB 31 and 62? But apparently she was not. So I'm interested to know when she served that time.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Assembly Member Anthony Rendon. He has offices in the Capitol, and he has office in Lakewood, California. That's his district office there. Supports early childhood education, increasing minimum wage, restrictions on predatory lending, and ending homelessness. In Los Angeles, he represents the cities of Bellflower, Huntington Park, Lakewood, Linwood, Maywood, Paramount, Southgate, and Walnut Park. According to the 2020 census population, he represents approximately 472,000. Hispanic is at 75% at 359,000. White at 44,000 at 9%. Black or African American at 28,000 at 6%. Asian at 28,000, close to 6%, but a little lower at 5.96%. American and Native Hawaiian are also under 1%. Let's see here. Anthony Rendon is of the Democratic Party, once again representing District 62. He assumed office on December 5th, 2022. His current term ends on December 2nd, 2024. He ran for re-election to the California State Assembly to represent District 62. He won in the general election on November 8th, 2022. On December 3rd, 2015, Assembly Democrats voted unanimously to make Assemblyman Rendon Speaker of the Assembly. He assumed the leadership position in January 2016, replacing Tony Atkins. Rendon was replaced as Speaker by Robert Rivas. Rendon served as Assistant Majority Floor Leader from 2012 to 2013. In 2014, voters approved California Proposition 1, a legislatively referred bond act that Rendon authored. The measure authored $7 billion in general obligation bonds for state water supply infrastructure projects. Also to note that he appointed California Reparations Task Force members, Assembly Member Reginald Jones Sawyer, which we talked about earlier. Actually, Kim specifically talked about earlier, and the one and great Chair Camilla Moore.
Yay!
Yeah, yay! I was seeing if the little video was in there, but yeah, we'll have to do it manually.
Yeah, the big clap.
I was waiting. No, Kim, I was waiting for the bomb.
The bomb.
Bomb
Yeah, we need to
explosion.
upload the bomb.
Yeah, we need to upload the bomb. Because like I always say, if Camilla Moore was not chair, we would be talking about something different. So,
yes, excellent choice.
Excellent choice. Mm-hmm.
All right. So he was an aye vote on AB 3121. So good deal.
Good deal. Good deal.
All right. Also, we have District 63, Republican Party, Bill Esseley. It looks like his tenure is from 2022 to present. Term ends in 2024. He's been in position 1 year. His predecessor was actually Anthony Rendon there. He serves the districts of our counties of Los Angeles, population 467,581. Of that, white is 47.5%. And that's 47.5 thousand, and that is 10.2%. Hispanic is 352,000 at 73.3%. Black is 32.4 thousand at 6.9%, and Asian 26.9 thousand at 5.8%. He was not in office at the time of the AB 3121 vote. Let's see here. He is running for re-election to the California State Assembly to represent District 63. He is on the ballot in the primary on March 5th, 2024. Now, there was not a lot of information at Assembly Member Esseley's website. So he's relatively new, so really not sure on what he supports, but there was information in his bio about his service. Before serving as a deputy district attorney, Bill was in private practice for 2 years at Paul Hastings LLP with a focus on employment law. So really not a lot of information. Hopefully he'll be beefing that up in the upcoming term. But that is District 63, Assembly Member Bill Esseley. All right, and I think that wraps up our individual assembly members. You have an overview for us, Yamoya?
Yes, I do. All right, so let's see. District 55, Isaac Bryan, not in office. Lisa Calderon, District 56, not in office. District 57, Reginald Jones Sawyer, yes. District 58, Sabrina Cervantes, yes. District 59, Philip Chin, no vote recorded. Corey Jackson, not in office. Tina McKinner, not in office. Anthony Rendon, yes. And Bilal Esseley, not in office. So currently the AB 3121 vote recap is yes 25, no vote 5, not in office 29, and no vote recorded 4.
Thank you for that
current
update.
Scorecard. And Kim, can you go back to Tinny McKinner, please? So we because I know, so you mentioned about her prior office for California State Assembly District. So she was running for Assembly member at that time and defeated a Robert Pullen Miles. Looks like it was a special general election. So she did have a prior office in the assembly at that particular
What
time.
time did her tenure begin? In 62?
District on January 7th, 2022.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, June 7th.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, providing
Thank
that
you,
reason.
Moya.
Yep.
All right. And as usual, we ain't forgot. We're not gonna forget. Go over the no votes for AB 3121 that are still in the assembly. If you'll recall, the no votes that were in the Senate are no longer in office and no longer are concerned. So we have Frank Bigelow, Republican, no longer in office. All the blacked out ones are no longer in office and no longer are concerned. So I will just jump ahead. Megan Dale, Republican District 1, no vote. Vince Fong, Republican District 32, no vote. James Gallagher, Republican District 3, no vote. Devin Mathis, Republican District 33, no vote. Jim Patterson, Republican District 8, no vote. Mary Waldron, Republican District 75, no vote. And we also have to keep an eye on Kevin Kiley, who is in the U.S. House, District 3. He was a no vote. And Jay Olbernopty, also a Republican. He's in the U.S. House, District 23. He was also a no vote on AB 3121. All right. And we'll let you take it away.
All right. So I wanted to briefly, actually, it's going to be a little longer than briefly, but maybe I'll just kind of summarize what we're going to talk about today, because I think it's important that we try to follow some of these bills and understand what we're going through during this time. So it looks like with the SB 490, and I'm sure by now everybody hopefully knows what that is, which is the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency bill currently. It's currently in the Judiciary Committee. So I kind of wanted to go over that process so we have a better understanding of where we're at. And last time looks like that was of August 22nd of last year. So now the bill is sitting there in that status. So Kim, can you go to the next one, please? All right, so here's the individuals on the Judiciary Committee. We have Ash Kalra, Diane Dixon. Actually, let me go back. Looks like Kalra is representing District 25 is the Democrat. Diane Dixon is the vice chair, representing 72. And my bad, I forgot to mention that Alice Caldwell is the chair. And then Deion Dixon is the vice chair at representing 72. We have Rebecca Bauer-Can, Democrat, representing District 16. Isaac Bryan, which we did talk about today, representing Democrat, representing District 55. Damon Connolly, representing District 12. He's a Democrat. Matt Haney, representing District 17, Democrat. Brian Manchkin, representing District 76. He's a Democrat. Blanca Pacheco, Democrat, representing District 64. Katie A. Sanchez, representing District 71. She's a Republican. Marie Waldron, Republican, representing District 75. And Rick Chavez Zbir, representing District 51, and he's a Democrat. I know we've talked about some of these individuals already, but some of these we haven't. But I just wanted to keep this on everybody's radar, because we're going to go into the next one and see how you can contact these individuals while they are going through the process of looking at this SB 490. All right, so the function of the Judiciary Committee is to investigate and study proposed bills related to family law, product liability, tort liability, civil code, and evidence code, excluding criminal procedure. Next slide, please. All right. Okay, so for advocates and also for individuals, you can submit a letter to them. Now, your letter must be due 7 calendar days prior to the hearing. And this is, Kim and Darlene, this is where it gets kind of tricky here, and people listening on the live stream, and they'll be listening and recording, because like these bills come by so fast, right? And I think we need to pay attention and either contact these individuals wherever our bills are, right? But as we look to the next couple of slides, it's like, well, okay, we're trying to follow these bills, but like now it's in your possession, right? So I think even before they go to vote or having a hearing on it, like right when we know that it's in their possession, that they have this bill, if you are against or if you are in support of a bill, of whatever bill that is, but in this particular case, SB 490, contact them, right? Immediately. Don't wait around till like, oh, there's about to be the hearing coming out. We know right now that it's sitting with them, right? So we want to make sure that we get in contact with these people way before, the 7 calendar days prior to the hearing, right? So there is a process for us to submit a position letter. I'm actually going to, it's in the, it's in the link there, the California legislation.lcca.gov/advocates. And actually, if you go to the assembly.ca.gov, you can actually follow the process. I think we actually have a video, I can't remember, about how to do a submission letter. But anyway, do your research and you should be able to find out how to do it. I know the people watching and looking at our content are very intelligent people, so definitely do your research there. And or if you have any questions, you can call them at 916-319-2334. That's 916-319-2334. All right, keep going to the next one, please. All right, so hopefully we'll have time. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with reparations or the SB 490, but actually I wanted to hopefully see if we can just record a session just to kind of see the development and actually what they do in the Judiciary Committee. So their next hearing coming up is, looks like, what is this? January 11th. So that's a Thursday. So this upcoming Thursday, January 11th, looks like they're going to be doing measure or looking at AB 1333, which has to deal with residential real property bundle sales. No idea about that. But anyway, just to record it, just to kind of see how the process is. So when our bills do hit the Judiciary Committee, we'll say, oh, okay, this is what they're about. This is what their process is about. All right, next slide. All right, so here is the information on the position letter. So if you are an advocate or you part of an organization, you can follow this procedure. Once again, that's callegislation.lc.ca.gov/advocates. You can go through that information on how to set up an account and submit your position letter. And also as individuals, there's a way to submit a letter for yourself as an individual as well to set up an account. Once again, you can contact them, but if you want to as well to get more information, that's callegislation.lc.ca.gov/advocates as well. So you should be able to follow all that information accordingly. All right, next slide. All right, so before we actually get out of here, I wanted to briefly go over some of the committee rules that are dealing with the Judiciary Committee. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Okay, so Kim, do you mind? Oh, there you go. Cool. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna try to blow this up. Let me know when y'all can see. Is that better? Kim Darlene, yay, nay.
I can see it.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so let's go over some of the committee rules. Just this is of the 2023 and 2024 session. Now, I don't know. I think maybe every year they have to have their own committee rules for each part of the committees. I guess in this particular case, the Judiciary has their own committee rules for 2023. So I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's like 12 pages, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat. And so everybody, if you guys have a chance, you can go ahead and look for it up yourself. Let's see here. All right. So the Assembly Judiciary Committee's rule for the 2023-2024 session, a setting of bills. So it looks like pursuant to the chairperson's authority, the chief counsel shall be responsible for preparing committee hearing agendas. Bills referred to the committee may be set for the hearing if requested by the author of the bill. As soon as practicable at a time most convenient to the committee, bills and resolutions relating to the same subject matter may be set for the hearing on the same day as deemed appropriate by the committee. Okay, and then they have restriction on setting of the bills. A bill shall be set for hearing in the committee no more than 3 times. All right, so a bill is set for the purposes of the subsection whenever notice of the hearing has been published in the Assembly Daily File for 1 or more days. An author's set is any set which is counted as one of the 3 times a bill may be set. What constitutes an author's set? If a bill is not heard at the request of the author at the hearing for which it is set, or is not heard to permit the preparation of amendments, or is not heard due to non-compliance with any other committee rules, the set shall be deemed an author's set. What constitutes a committee set? If a bill is set for hearing and the committee on its sole initiative postpones the hearing or adjourns the hearing while testimony is being taken, such hearing shall not be counted as one of the 3 times a bill may be set. The chairperson shall have the discretion to not set a bill that addresses the regulation and discipline of attorneys or the practice of law and conflicts with or infringes upon the annual bill authorizing the California State Bar to collect a licensing fee from attorneys who are licensed in the state. Some other restrictions is, to the extent practicable, resolutions may be set for hearing in the same manner as bills in a manner consistent with the legislative calendar. It is presumed to be impractical for a resolution to be set for hearing within 10 calendar days of the last day for any bill to be passed on the floor unless the chairperson deems otherwise. Okay, so it looks like the chairperson has some pull in here. Special order of business. The committee may set any bill or resolution for a special order of business so that the bill or resolution may be heard at a time certain or as the chairperson otherwise deems appropriate. That's interesting. I wonder what they would consider a special order of business, right? Looks like they have some worksheet information here. I don't think I'll go over this too much. If you want to look at that, you can take a screenshot, but we'll probably skip the worksheet information. Author's amendments prior to hearing, time for submission of amendments, and amendments obviously means changes. An author may, subject to the joint rules, amend a bill at any time prior to the hearing provided, I guess is the key. However, that substantive author's amendments shall not be accepted by the committee later than 11 calendar days prior to the hearing at which the bill has been set, unless the chairperson deems otherwise. So once again, the chairperson has a lot of pull here, right? Form of amendments. All authors' amendments shall be emailed to both committee secretaries. The secured PDF version of the amendments in Legislative Council form, including the in-context version of the amendments by the appropriate deadlines. Substantive amendments. Prior to a committee hearing, the substantive nature of amendments shall be determined by the Legislative Council Digest. At a committee hearing, The chairperson shall have the responsibility for determining whether or not an amendment is substantive for the purposes affecting these rules. So once again, the question, right, is what's substantive? I don't know. This is just a question, right? I know we don't have the answer, but it's just a question. Because, as the SB 490 is going through and all these other, reparations bills are going through, especially from the proposals from the task force, who's determining this? Who's determining the substantive, changes or amendments? So these are just some questions to ponder and think about. Late amendments or amendments offered at hearing. If an author offers substantive amendments to the bill later than 11 calendar days prior to the committee hearing for which the bill is set, or during the hearing, the bill shall not be heard in order to place the amendments in print and permit appropriate analysis by committee counsel unless the chairperson otherwise deems appropriate. Such a set shall be deemed an author set. So looks like this chairperson has a lot of pull once again. Amendments to spot bills. For a non-substantive bill that is pending referral to a policy committee, which the authors anticipates will be referred to the committee, the author must provide the author's amendments to the committee when they are provided to the rules committee. Failure to do so may result in the bill not being set for a hearing. Committee amendments. Amendments made to a bill or resolution during a hearing shall be drafted by committee counsel. Bill returned to committee if substantially amended. Implicit in taking up a bill before this committee is an implied agreement by the author to notify the committee as soon as possible of any substantial amendment to the bill after it passes out of the committee, understanding that the bill may be returned to the committee or the bill is significantly changed after it leaves the committee. All right. Committee analysis. I'm not going to go this in detail, but I'll just go over some of the points of availability, distribution, notation of support and opposition. Let's look what that says. Support and opposition letters received by the committee later than 7 calendar days prior to a hearing on a bill or a resolution, or that are not submitted via the portal for position letters on the committee's website are not required to be included and may not be reflected in the committee's analysis of the bill. Furthermore, only those letters which clearly indicate support or oppose to the current version of the bill or resolutions are required to be noted in the committee analysis. Very interesting, right? So when people sit up here and say, oh, we can't do nothing, blah, 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 that's actually not true. Actually, you can put in your support or opposition of something. It's just we got to be on top of this, right?
And I guess you more when the California Legislature's Black Caucus released those first rounds of bills, we just got to be on it right then and there, because that 7 days will leave very quickly.
And it's like, as I was saying, I mean, the bill is sitting with a particular committee. It's like you got to, because you don't know when the next hearing is going to be, right? You just got to submit it as soon as. Can you submit it as soon as you see the bill, or you got to wait till it hits the committee? That's a good question. I'm not too sure. I mean, all I know at this point, maybe somebody else may know, that once a bill has moved to a different committee, then that's when they post it, right? And they say, oh, this is where it's at. So I would just recommend take it with a grain of salt. But as soon as it hits there, right, and you look at the bill and say, oh, I don't like what's in it, or I like what's in it, let's keep pushing forward. Because, I mean, it could be like the next week, it might go to the next committee, right? I mean, we don't know. But then again, it might sit for however long until it moves to, another part of the legislation. So, so this is interesting. This is actually my first time reading this information, family. So, I'm learning as we're all learning as we go along. But anyway, let's continue. We have a couple more pages here. Meeting and quorum. I'm sure everybody knows what the meeting and quorum is. Commencement of hearings, quorum. Majority of the committee membership shall constitute a quorum. So, probably have to go back to that slide to see how many people are on the committee. But, you basically have to have the majority. I think there was 11, 13? I can't remember. So the majority of that. Disqualification. Let's actually read this one. No committee member shall participate by voting or any other action in the enactment or defeat of legislation in which he or she has a personal interest. I don't know what that means. Whenever one or more committee members is disqualified from taking any action on a bill pursuant to the joint rules, it shall not reduce the votes required to take action on a bill. A member shall advise the chairperson of the disqualification at the beginning of the hearing. Interesting. Absence of a chairperson. For purpose of these rules, in the temporary absence of the chairperson may designate another committee member to temporarily assume their duties. All right. Order of agenda, file order, absence of author. If an author is not present when their bill comes up, the bill may be passed and considered an author's set, unless the chairperson otherwise deems appropriate. Committee members shall generally present their bills and resolutions after all other authors, unless the chairperson deems otherwise. Consent calendar. Let's see. Preparation of consent calendar. Bills and resolutions without written opposition may be placed on a proposed consent calendar. Time for taking up consent calendar. The chairperson may take up the consent calendar at any convenient opportunity during the committee hearing. Removal of items from consent calendar. Any member of the committee has the right to pull a bill or resolution off the consent calendar before the consent calendar is taken up for a vote. If a bill is removed from the consent calendar, the chairperson shall direct the sergeant at arms to call the author's office and notify the author of the need to present the bill before the committee. The bill shall either be taken up in order specified in Rule 6 or at the next scheduled committee hearing as the chairperson deems appropriate. Availability of consent calendar. If the committee prepares a proposed consent calendar in advance of the committee hearing, a list of the bills proposed for the consent calendar shall be made available to the public at the same time committee analysis are made available to the public. Testimony at hearings. Limits on testimony. Okay, I was actually going to skip this, but I think we're going to read this because I think it's important if anybody wants to have testimony there or give testimony. When it is necessary due to the number or complexity of the bills on the agenda at a hearing, to limit testimony, including testimony by telephone if available, on one or more of the bills in order to ensure that all of the bills on the agenda have a fair and reasonable opportunity to be presented by the author and heard and discussed by the committee. The chair at their discretion, I repeat, the chair at their discretion may 1, limit duplicative testimony, 2, limit the number of witnesses appearing in support or opposition to a bill, or 3, limit the time allotted to the presentation of testimony on a bill provided that both support and opposition receive equitable time for their presentation. Author's presentation. Unless the chairperson otherwise deems appropriate, no person other than the author may present a bill before the committee without submitting to the committee a prior written request explaining the reasons why the author cannot personally present the legislation and receive appropriate authorization for the committee for a staff member or any member to present the bill with written testimony. The chairperson may require any author wishing to present written testimony on a bill before the committee to deliver testimony in written form to the committee at least once. All right. This is probably important, so let's read the voting. Majority required. Majority of the committee membership is required to pass a bill or resolution from the committee. Recorded voting. All actions taken on a bill by the committee shall be by recorded roll call vote only, except as noted in Rule 9F below or in the joint rules or the rules of the Assembly. Substitute roll calls. A roll call vote on a previous bill may be substituted by unanimous consent, provided the members who vote are substituted are present at the time of the substitution. Voting calls. Prior to announcement of the vote, upon the request of the author or any member of the committee, the chairperson shall announce that the bill will be placed on call. The period of the time for the call shall not exceed the adjournment of the committee hearing. The chairperson shall announce the time or times when the roll shall be open for a vote on any bill which is on call. When a bill is on call, a member may vote on the bill only when the call is lifted. At the time that a call on a bill is being lifted, any member of the committee who has previously voted on the measure may change her or his vote. However, a member may not add their vote to any bill after the committee has been officially adjourned. The vote shall be announced upon conclusion of a roll call vote, absent an approved motion or author's request to place a bill on call. Vote changes. Once the roll is closed and the final vote on a motion is announced, any member of the committee may change or add their vote to the roll prior to adjournment of the hearing, unless the change or addition would affect the outcome of the motion. When recorded votes not required. A recorded roll call vote is not required on the following actions by the committee. 1. A motion to hold a bill under submission or other procedural motion which does not have the effect of finally disposing of the bill. 2. An author's request to withdraw a bill from the committee calendar. And 3. The return of a bill to the chief clerk where the bill has not been voted upon by the committee. Tie votes. In the case of a tie vote, a motion fails. So I'm going to repeat that again. In the case of a tie vote, a motion fails. So try not to get them tie votes if you're supporting something. Reconsideration. Reconsideration of a bill allowed only once. After a bill has been defeated by the committee, reconsideration of the bill may be granted one time. There's a reconsideration request process, majority vote required for reconsideration vote to be granted, reconsideration vote at same hearing, reconsideration vote at subsequent hearings, and amendments to reconsidered bills. All right, just kind of go through some of these so we can wrap it up. Executive reorganization plans. So let's see. Some of these topics are consideration. Looks like there needs to be a report of some sort. Pursuant to Government Code Section 12080.2, after consideration at least 10 days prior to the end of the 60-day period specified in Government Code Section 12080.5, committee shall forward a report to the Assembly floor, which may include the committee's recommendation on whether or not to allow the plan to take effect. Plans pursuant to government code, possible committee actions with respect to a reorganization plan include the following. Recommend that the Assembly take no action, thus permitting the plan to take effect. Recommend that the Assembly adopt a resolution disapproving of the plan and preventing it from taking effect. Or 3, make no recommendations. Okay, review of administrative regulations, their duties, etc. 13, interim study. Okay, so it looks like there can be an interim study here. Let's see, committee bills, omnibus bills. All right. Okay, let's see, pilot projects. What is a pilot project? I'm just curious. Any bill that proposes the creation of a pilot project should contain the following substantive requirements. A statement of purpose of the proposed pilot project which specifically states the goals or objectives of the project, the methodology for determining success of the pilot project, including defined outcome measures, specifying among other things. C, in the event a bill is amended into a pilot project bill during the committee hearing, the committee shall draft amendments in conformity with these rules. The chairperson may, as they deem appropriate, put the bill over to the next scheduled hearing in order to allow sufficient time for drafting. Interesting. So probably should look up what a pilot project is. I don't know what it is. Miscellaneous procedural rules, appealing the decision of the chairperson. Interesting. Any committee member may appeal a decision or ruling of the chairperson on a point of order. Such appeals shall be decided by a majority of those members present and voting. A majority of those members present and voting, or a tie vote, sustains the decision or ruling of the chairperson. Substitute motions, motions to the table, another motion, vacancies, amendment of these bills, distribution of committee rules. Okay, so indexing. All right, so looks like we went through most of this. Once again, I did put this in the chat, so if you want to take more time to familiarize yourself with the Judiciary Committee rules, please do so. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Umoria, can I ask you something? You know, the section about the voting and about, I'm not sure where it was, which number it was. You were going so fast. I should have wrote it down. And the roll call, that kind of reminded me what happened with the ACA 8 vote. Remember, it was 64 and then it was 68 yays. And we thought it had ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, so that kind of, when you were reading that, I thought, well, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, so as long as the votes, it sounded like what Umoria said, as long as the votes don't change the outcome of the vote.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they even have a right to change their vote.
Right.
Right, yes.
As long as it doesn't change the outcome.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Thank you, Moria, for that. It was very informative.
Yeah, and hopefully this will give us a better understanding of how the process works, right? I didn't want to be too nitpicky and go into each detail, because I think each individual can actually read it on their own time. But I just wanted to let people know that we do have the opportunity to participate. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for that. I guess let's go over some of the comments here.
Before we do that, my takeaway from your read is that we need to have the chairperson on speed dial. Do you, either of you remember who that is from Umoria's reading of that slide? Anyone?
I do remember. I'm seeing it, but something about CHAR, really, to be honest.
I think it was like Ash. Was it Ash?
Ash. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, chair. Yeah. Oh, Ash Carla.
Okay, so everybody get Ash Carla on your speed dial.
I'm gonna put Ash Carla. Let's see, Ash CALRA.
Ash Carla, huh?
And the vice chair is Diane Dixon.
And it's also Marie Walden. She was a no vote for AB 31.
Yes, she was. She was.
And we're going to be talking about her as well.
Yeah.
Later. Actually, was it the next one or she the following? I can't remember what show we're going to talk about.
She is District 75.
Yeah.
So it was
coming up quick.
Yeah, coming up quick. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the chair is Ash Kalra, and vice chair is Diane Dixon. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the typos.
Thank you for that.
All right. Is there anything else, Kim and Darlene, you want to talk about the presentation before we go into the comments?
No, it was informative, but like I said, I would suggest everyone to get a copy of this themselves. Either I'm a print person or digital copy, and let's go.
All right, let's go over some of these comments here. All right, let's see here. Good brother Theo, what's up, Theo?
Happy New Year, Theo.
As always, shout out to good brother Theo, always representing.
Always.
Happy New Year. Keep
appreciate
up the great work.
Support.
Reparations, 2024 reparations. Always appreciate you, brother. Theo in the building.
Thank you.
All right, and as always, shout out to Black Magic. What's up? All right, hey fam, I have not been in the chat, but I've been keeping my eye on y'all. Congratulations, people of the year. Boom.
Oh,
This is what we need
boom.
to.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Persons of the
you. Person.
Year,
Yeah.
Sacramento Observer, recognized
Yeah. Kim,
CJAC
do you
as
still have my
Persons
hard
of
copy?
the Year. I do. I do
Thank you.
have your hard
Okay.
copies.
That's all I want to know. Mhm.
So yeah, so quickly, Kim, do you want to speak to who those individuals are in that wonderful picture shot by
Oh,
the
look who's out.
Sacramento
Who's that
Observer?
person in front? Who's that person in front?
In this picture, we have represented, that is me in the front, the person in the front, and next to me we have Miss Key Mathis. This group that you see here makes up ARC Sacramento, American Redress Coalition of California. Here we have Jonathan Burgess in the yellow. You guys may have heard about his family story of eminent domain and property theft out in the Coloma area. We actually do touch base on that in Reparations Now, the documentary, if you haven't seen it. Keisha over here, a real estate broker, is also in Reparations, the documentary. We have Chris Larson back there holding it down, Mac in the back style, and we have in Zinga, also a member of ARC Sacramento. So that's your persons of the year. And Umoya too, but
I was going to
Umoya
say
just
we're
was not
missing
in the
one
picture.
important person.
But you are
Obviously.
seeing all his merch design in the picture there. So swing on by to ETM merch store, get your Reparations Now hats, hoodies, and t-shirts.
And them lineage got the new lineage shirts, man, and t-shirts and
Yes.
hoodies.
Yes, so that's another way to show your support.
Absolutely. All right. Boom. Yes, sir. All right. Roots Trackers, what's up? Roots Trackers in the building, doing that genealogy work, putting
Happy
in that
New
work,
Year, family.
putting in that root work. All right. Great Awakenings. Yes, Great Awakenings 2024. Oh, speaking about Great Awakenings and truth telling, did y'all see the Cat Williams with
Club
Shannon Sharp?
Shay
Club Shay.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to miss that.
Yeah, I mean it's just been dominating Twitter and X and Facebook. It's just taken by storm.
And which, by the way, and thank you, Kim, for sending me that clip. Did see a clip where maybe we'll do a short on Cat Williams actually in support of reparations. So that's just a heads up. But yeah, I mean, I think, and that's just a testament to grassroots, right? That's a testament, and shout out to Shannon Sharp for, and I know he predominantly has, celebrities and high profile, I guess, influencers on his program, but it just goes to show you that people are looking and hungering for the truth, right? Somehow, some way, as much as we can filter stuff out as being truthful as possible. Nobody's perfect, right? We all make mistakes. But it was very telling to see how fast that went viral. When I first saw it, it was probably like about maybe 50,000 views. Like when I first saw it, because I was just like, oh, it's in my timeline. The next thing I know, it's hitting 1 million, it's hitting 2, went up to 6,
I know. It was
8,
too much.
10, 23. I mean, it's probably almost at 30 million right now. So shout out to Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams, Okay. Can y'all draft an example letter then can be submitted? We actually, I think we drafted, didn't we draft something, Kim? A proposal letter one time somewhere?
We have, but
didn't we submit something?
Yeah, I'm sure with calls to actions, those draft letters will be coming out, and information that you could submit. If you'll remember, the call to action CJEC, they actually do have sample letters, information that you can send over. Darlene, you say that you sent that information over, so that was kind of a sample draft.
Yes, I
Language
actually sent
communication.
over. Yes, I actually sent the script that CJEC had drafted over to them, and I've been tweeting through my personal platform and Arc Bay areas the call of action.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just follow
Mhm.
CJEC official on Twitter and look for all the calls to action that will be coming out in 2024. Definitely.
But I actually think a sample of a proposition letter would be a good idea, and I'm sure that's coming down the road
Mhm.
quickly, because once those bills hit, I just don't think we got a lot of time to get them in. So a script where everybody could just use would just be warranted.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do have a script. I know that
Yeah.
ETM, when we supported a bill of proposition, maybe we'll post it. Obviously, we're not gonna put all our private stuff on there, but we'll take out the private information if there is anything. I think you don't even need that. I think you just need to say I support and blah blah blah. But maybe if we can find it somewhere, we'll post it on our community tab, or maybe if there's a CJEC example, we'll post it on our community
Yeah,
tab too.
I'm pretty sure CJEC would come up with one because they want to be able to for each bill, and have a template. And all you got to do is just change the bill number. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So no, the process is a very easy process. It's not that hard. It's just a
It's
matter
just
of
fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
sending it in, say I support or I oppose,
Yeah.
and you can put in
Mhm.
what you want. It's not like you have to do like a whole book,
No. Now
Um,
the draft letter, if you can go back to that Sawyer
question.
slide.
Oh, back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Sawyer.
Reggie Sawyer. Something.
Here we
Now
go.
the script is pretty long. It's very detailed. But other than that, I would think the proposition letter would be kind of short.
Yeah, I think that would be
Yeah.
a little shorter, a
Yeah.
lot shorter.
Again, keep looking for those calls to action across the CJEC and CJEC coalition of advocacy partners, social media channels.
All right. So once again, it's in the chat. You can go to the committee rules just to see and get more information on the Judiciary Committee. Root Tracker says, great idea at Black Magic Might, then create a short on it so many can share so we can get the letters out. I don't know, Root Trackers, if you're still in the building, create a short. Are you saying ETM create a short? I don't know. Just want to confirm that.
Probably looks like ETM create a short.
Yes, Root Trackers Bayard. We could use a couple strategies, scale and efficiency, agree, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Peace, beloveds. Thanks for the shout out. Of course. Gotta shout out my family. All right. Cat Williams is dominating the internets. Absolutely.
I mean,
Cat was drinking.
drinking true syrup.
For real.
And then something I read too is that the responses from like Harvey, Cedric, and even Ice Cube rather, was so fast that it leans to him really just telling the truth.
Right. No
Yeah.
lies detected.
No lies. No.
Even in their responses, they responded to
Yeah.
everything except what the man said in the interview.
And I didn't like Ice Cube's response because it was so long. And I started reading the comments and they were feeling the same thing I was. It was about 10, 11 minutes long, but he really wasn't saying anything. I just stopped listening. And I started just reading the comments. Everybody said, he's not talking about nothing, get to the point, So he did say, oh, so-and-so percentage is the truth, but he didn't really say anything.
Cat Williams has always been making things make sense. Make it make sense. I guess Taraji P. Henson, she going through her own stuff. Math ain't mathing. So family going through some stuff on that celebrity too.
Yes, truth is being told in 2024. Like Ruth Tracker said, great awakening, a grand awakening. That's what we're all.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Black Magic Mike.
I look for Darlene's or Shanna's post to see the calls to action. Thank you for that,
thank
brother.
you.
And this is it, right? I mean, this is about, it's a community thing. There's no I in team,
No,
and
no,
so
I ain't team.
however y'all can support our team and what we're doing graciously, because this takes time out, right? I mean, like
Yes.
to do this research and information and so forth, but we're doing it because we know at the end of the day, this show titled Road to Reparations, this is what it's out. We're trying to get there, right? But we have to be informed and we have to be aware of what we're doing, because they're going to get these bills through like real quick.
Really quick.
And you're going to be like, oh, I had the opportunity, but what? Like look, to be straight up, we don't know how much this is going to change, or sway the votes for our district. But at the same time, at least you could say, hey, they know where we coming from, right? They know that where we're coming from, and we do vote for you. So,
Much appreciate Black Mike for always being there for us. Always. Thank you.
In 2024, no reparations, no vote. No reparations, no vote.
Peace.
That too. Shout out to our good brother Antonio.
Oh, right. Tony.
Mr. Journalism himself. He's been on the battlegrounds, the forefront of this reporting on reparations. So shout out to Antonio. We got to have you back on the program again.
Absolutely.
We got to get you back on, man, so you can let us know what's going on in your world and what's going on, in California and nationally. Antonio
in Black media.
Exactly. Antonio was, and this is like, we're going to have like, truth telling 2024. I think truth telling's been, since Cali House, but in 2024, we're definitely going to have a truth telling and get brother on. Because what people may or may not know is brother Antonio, a lot of these major media outlets gets the information from this brother, and quiet as it's kept, get the information from ETM Media Group too, right? So Antonio,
sort of how the comedians steal the work of the other comedians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom. So Antonio, and we're gonna give our flowers when we need to give flowers, because Antonio, he's been on the foreground, and I know sometimes people look over people who wrote the articles, but when you see this brother's name, know that he's real. He's a real one, right? Reporting for the community. So definitely, whenever you see his name, support him in what the brother's doing, because he's doing excellent and great work. I mean, you've seen like some of the articles that you see on ABC, NBC, CBS, some of these other, major online, digital, and physical print, even with the Sacramento Observer, right? And on some of these other independent media outlets, it's this brother majority of the time, writing, especially during the task force hearings, that they would get the information from this brother. So shout out to him, man.
Yes, and Antonio is also in Reparations Now, the documentary.
Facts. Actually, facts.
We see him every year. I mean, every year. We see him every show, right? The promo that comes on.
Yeah. And with our good brother, Sam Brown. Samuel Brown. They had a good interview, good session together on the document, which, by the way, we're probably going to end up posting it on the reparationsnowdoc.com, the full interview with them, because obviously, on the cutting floor, we had to not put everything on there, but it was great building, great information. Yes, at repnow.com. That's reparationsnow.com. So let's see here. Let's go through so we get y'all out of here. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Much love, fam. Much love and respect, family. Y'all, it's the least I can do. Y'all are the boots. We are the boots. What does it say? Bootstrapping?
Yes.
We might be bootstrapping, but That's the theme. Black Truth Telling 2020. Absolutely.
Yes,
Right,
truth
right,
and
right, right.
testimony. Truth
Yes.
and testimony.
Absolutely, family. Absolutely. Give them the flowers. Give them the flowers. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Are y'all following Golden Promises on Marketplace about California reparations? Interesting.
I have,
Really?
but yeah, I have, yeah. For some reason, it wound up in my email. I must have subscribed to something else, but I have. Maybe we could think about it and dig into it one day. But yes, I have personally.
Yeah, I haven't. So I mean, if you can definitely let us know what's going on with that, maybe we'll touch on that. See if
Yes,
that's
I'll
maybe
forward you more, you and Kim, what I have in my email.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's about too. Yeah, we can't, we only can get to so many things. So if you guys have any ideas or anything else you guys want for us to look into or to, investigate or promote or, advertise on here, let us know because we're, definitely open to some suggestions. Trump Golf Course here in Bedminster, New Jersey has the oldest documented slaves and freedmen in New Jersey. Wow. We must force his hand. Hey, get that information out, I mean, because that's key. Now in New Jersey, I can't remember, didn't we Kim, did you do
They're doing
something
something out there. That must have been Darlene.
Yeah, that was me. They're just I think what I had said about New Jersey, Kansas City, and Detroit, they're just starting. They were like where the California Reparations Task Force was in 2021. So we definitely gotta keep an eye out.
Okay, Knocker Bell. So they just started. We need you boots on the ground in the house.
That's what we need. They need a CJEC organization or some kind of grassroots to keep their feet to the fire, or things are gonna go by the wayside.
Yeah, fam, Knocker Bell out there. Gotta find out what's going out there in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I know out here in California, we're trying to get this Freedom Affairs Agency started, and then supporting lineage-based, reparations is obviously cash. Got to have that cash too, eventually. But
and I think for me, I think for me, I have to be just mindful that they're starting, and then how we did 2 years ago. It's easy to want to say, oh, they should be doing X, Y, and Z, but we know what we went through those last 2 years. So it's just easy to say that, but we got to give them a little grace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. All right, I'm on them. Got the chairman, immigrant, Mr.
Great.
Dean Harris Brutus. All right. We like that. We like to hear that.
Yes. Immigrant. Got the chairman, immigrant.
That's funny.
Wonderful.
All right.
Maybe you can provide us some updates as once they get started, once they get going.
Yeah, hit us up at etnmediagroup@gmail.com.
We might need to do a mid-show review of what's going on or something.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea this year, 2024. Because I know we usually do it end of the year, but maybe we should do one, like June, maybe near Juneteenth or something like that.
Yes.
All right, on speed dial.
Yep.
There you go.
Got 13 assembly members and 4 senators to co-sponsor reparations S386. Yep. There you go. S386.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Boom. All right, family. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We really appreciate you and the time for spending with us, because you could be spending it with anyone else or watching anything else. Please like, share, and subscribe on this channel, because I know we definitely talk, predominantly about California reparations, but we also go outside of California and figure out what's going on across the nation, because we all have to be connected in this fight, right?
Yes. No man is an island.
That is very true. So I don't know, Kim or Darlene, if you have anything else to say, I'll go ahead and wrap it up.
I just want to thank everyone for supporting ETM, and we're just glad to be back. And like Yamori said, you have any show ideas? I think the marketplace is a good one, and we just appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, and I'll just pair it with Darlene says here, and just looking forward to, getting active in 2024 behind our reparations legislation out here in California.
Absolutely. And take a look. I think this week we got quite a few, hopefully potential live streams coming up, family. So we got, I think, one in San Francisco that we might be doing.
No, that's tomorrow, Yumoria.
Oh, it is tomorrow?
Yes, it is tomorrow. And it's right. Really important because what is council member Walden Shannon, who was the one who presented the reparations bill, will be speaking on that one tomorrow, and it's the last one.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I sent both you and Kim the information in the link. If not, I'll resend it.
All right, we'll go ahead and maybe do get it prepared and so forth, and post it, so we'll get it going here. And then probably gonna, hopefully, if we have a chance to stream that Judiciary Committee, just to kind of see what their process is as well this week. And I think that's it for this week. And I know we got some more live streams coming up the following week. I think something's going out in, was it Asheville or Fulton County out there in Georgia? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're going to try to keep everybody up to date. And if there's something that we missed, family, on our last show for the reparations recap, let us know. If there's something, going on in your city or state, hit us up so we can, give the family the information.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Well, on that note, everybody, take care of yourself. Have a great day, great week. We'll see you next week, which will be 114, I think. Yes, 114, which will be close to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. All right, family. On that note, love, peace, and reparations. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, indeed.
SB 490, introduced by Senator Stephen Bradford, is the first legislation that will create the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency.
The CAFA agency is a recommendation from the California Reparations Task Force final report.
Possible offices within the agency could include genealogy, strategic communications, data research collection,
as well as general counsel with social services and family affairs.
Tell your representative to support the upcoming 2024 reparations legislation.
Find them at findyourrep.legislature.ca.gov.